Hello, beautiful souls. It's Mary from PsychicSoulmateReading.com. In this video, I am going to be giving us a 3-card tarot reading for our week ahead or for what we need to know right here and now. And the reading is intended for you because you were drawn to watch this reading, this video. That is the way spirit guides work. You were drawn, something drew you here, or you just landed on my feed, whatever. Regardless, the message is intended. And if you're noticing maybe some things don't quite resonate with you all at once, just visit back, because some things have to unfold in your life, some things have to happen before the reading can actually make sense. And that is the way it always works. My followers, my clients, they say the same thing. It's like, Mary, how did you know? How are you talking to me? It's just the energy. I'm facilitating the message from spirit to give you a message and to help you with your circumstances and situation. That's what I do. That's my mission, and also I always encourage my clients to record their readings, because when they record their readings, they go back to it like months later or years later, and there's actually a message because they didn't hear it. Like, they heard it, but then it actually made more sense later on. So, that's the way it is. And it doesn't matter because it's recorded, and if you're watching this like months later, years later, doesn't matter. It's just still here and now. That's the way it works. Okay, I can't explain it, the mind can't explain it, but anyways, that's just the way it is, right? Okay, so I'm working with the Book of Shadows. I have to think of it. Book of Shadows by Barbara Moore. They actually come in 2 decks, and I'm working with one deck they're actually really cool. Like, these cards, they have like more of the modern, and the older, there's another deck that's more from like ancient times. Like, they're so beautiful. I'm a collector, I'm a tarot collector, and that's just one of my favorite decks. And my guides told me today I got to work with them and give you a message with them and to use them. Okay, so I've already dealt the cards and put them out for what we need to know. I'm recording in a different area. I want to record in different areas in my home, outside, everywhere, just to give some variety. So you're probably wondering, where is she at? Instead of just being at the same place, right? It makes it a little bit more interesting, right? Okay, so I'm going to go on with the reading. I know you don't want to know about that. Okay, so the first card is the 10 of Wands. And as you can see, the 10 of Wands, well, in this card, she is a working mom. I'm just assuming she's a mom because she's got little things in her pockets, and she looks like, she's a working woman, working person, and she has a lot of burdens on her. It looks like she's got some keys in her hand. She's got her cell phone. She's a busy bee. She's very busy. And what this represents is that you're putting on a lot of pressure on yourself. You're carrying a burden on you. That's what the 10 of Wands traditionally means. And when I look at this, I say that you have been working really hard on something. You've been maybe carrying on way too much that you need to be carrying. Like, there's too much that you're carrying on your shoulders. And you may not see it this way. You may think that you just need to keep going this way, but if you keep going this way, you're actually going to burn yourself out. By doing so much and thinking that you're doing actually a good thing for yourself, you're actually putting yourself back. So it's actually telling you that you need to just take a break from this. Like, take a little break. When I say take a break, I'm not saying to stop completely. I'm just saying that it's time for you to take a little bit of a breather. It's going to be back for you, whatever you're working on and stressing over. I'm just trying to put it as a nice way. Stressing over what you stress about is going to be there, but you're going to have more clarity. You're going to have just more energy if you put it down. Even if it's for 20 minutes, you can put it down and just breathe and just close your eyes and just meditate. I'm just giving you an example. But when I'm looking at this, I'm feeling that there's just a lot of pressure, because you know that you're under pressure, and that's a pressure card. Yeah, you know what? The mind makes up all these pressures. The mind makes up all those stories that we got to be doing this, and we have deadlines, and you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter really, because these things don't mean anything right now. So you have to give it some time and give it a rest. That's what I get about that. The second card that came up is the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is she's actually doing a presentation. You see what she's doing. I just love these cards. There's just a different kind of like there's just different imagery than the traditional Seven of Wands. I mean, I work with these for myself, and but verbally speaking, what the card is a different story, because what she's doing is she's putting on a presentation and she's trying to sell something. She's trying to speak her mind. She's speaking her mind is what she's doing, and she's using all this energy that's coming from down. She's actually connected to her root chakra, which is the first chakra, and she's very stable. She's got a lot of stability in her. She is really determined. That's what the root chakra is about. It's about determination and drive and getting things done and just being planted into the ground. And this is what she's doing. She's basically putting up lots of effort into what she's doing. And, you know, she's also explaining something. She's got a chart in front of her and she's writing some zigzags. I don't know. There's no message there. I mean, she's not writing any letters or anything like that, but it's just like she's got some zigzags. So it's basically saying that that was her world, up and down. And what I get about that is that you need to speak your truth. You need to assert yourself. Like, you come up, come down. There might be something that you need to talk to or speak up to, something that you need to address. There's something that maybe you have been not procrastinating, but you've been sort of like not putting it aside. And it could be just doing something simple, like there's something that you've been wanting to do and you know it's there, but it's just waiting for you. And maybe you have this place where you just need to just like get it done. It's maybe you have that the attic or the basement that you need to have it cleaned or something. I'm just saying, like, you need to do some decluttering or something. I know it's kind of like different than speaking your truth, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, there's something that needs to be done, okay? And there's something that needs to be addressed, okay? So she's doing a presentation. So this is what it's telling you is that you need to do something that you need to do for yourself, or that's good for you, that your future self will thank you. You'll go back to it and say, I am so happy that I did this for myself, because now I feel really good that I did that. And it could relate to anything that is coming to your mind. Whatever you get that's coming to your mind is the message. It doesn't have to be like, if you're not getting anything, then don't worry about it, but take what you need and leave what you don't. So it's like just speaking your truth. And there might be a relationship. See, I feel these things, and I know that some of you don't want to hear it. Like, I know sometimes some of you don't want to hear it because it just gets intense. It does for you, and it brings up some triggers. But triggers, I'm not the one that's creating the trigger. If there wasn't a trigger that you had inside of you that needed to be dealt with, I'll tell you, I would not have been able to trigger that. So that is what I'm doing. I wanted to just ignite something, so an idea to come up, and so you can clear it. Okay, and so what that is that it has to do with love. I have to say, there's someone in your life that you love, but you've been holding back on saying what you really want to say. Okay, does that sound familiar? Like, there's something that you have been thinking about, and someone that you really care about, and you have just been holding back, you know. And when I say holding back, I'm not talking about like arguing with that person or saying I want to tell you what I think of you or anything. No, it's not about that. It's about speaking your truth. And when I say your truth, like I know it's kind of confusing because you think maybe you need to say what you think, but you have to put it in a way where it just addresses the issue that's been, like, say, hey, listen, this is kind of like been bothering me, but I know it's not your fault. You gotta have to put it with grace, like talk to them and just try to put it very gracefully and very calmly, so the other person doesn't get offended, because they might have some triggers, and those triggers wouldn't come up if you didn't have the trigger. And maybe there's some people that you can't speak to because you know that they're very toxic. Well, that's telling you right there, you got to stick up for yourself, and you know what you got to do. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to leave, but if that comes up in your mind, or if you need to do whatever you need to do, I'm sorry, I just have to say this, and that is my truth to you. If you're getting something that, somebody's been playing games with you, and they have been you've been feeling like you're the one that is taking all of this in, and yeah, I get like a little bit of vampire energy. So you know what? Just be aware, just be alert. If you're aware and alert, things have a way of changing and turning right around. Okay. So the third card was the Ace of Swords. This says you are holding all the power. You hear that? Like, this is victorious. As you can see, it's a sword, and there's a hand that's holding the sword, and that is victorious. So what that means is, through it all, you are holding all the power. You are holding all the power to your life. No one needs to bully you, boss you around, tell you what to do, how to live, or tell you how to dress, how to look, how to whatever. I'm just giving you an example. My experiences, you know. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. But it's the past. Okay, so you are holding all the power. You have everything that you need right here and now. You do, and you create your life. You create your own destiny. You create that. You've created it before. It's already been created by you. And so now you're living it. Now, I know I'm just getting into it briefly. Okay. So I'm not going into a giant, history, spiritual lesson here. I'm just trying to give you what you need to know right here and now. Okay. And the thing that I'm getting is that there is a lot of things that you have control over, and you have control over your whole life. Life is a dream, as I always say. Life is a dream, and we're creating our life. Okay. Reality is just as much as a dream as dreaming as a reality is a reality. You know, it's just, yeah, well, pinch me. I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna go, ow, why'd you pinch me? But like, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's kind of like our thoughts carry a vibration, a frequency. You've heard of it all before. I talk about this all the time, the law of attraction. Keep your vibrations high and keep yourself clear, clear the clutter. That's basically when I put all of these cards together. It's about clearing the clutter. It's about clearing the clutter in your mind. Not necessarily clearing physical clutter, but that kind of gets the ball rolling. Doing too much of that, you might look back and say, gee, why did I do that? And I did that. But that's okay. It's all good. But you get the ball rolling on clearing your mind. And when you clear your mind and you get things clear, if you have an issue, like I was talking about, with someone, or maybe they're just not responding to your texts right away, there's a reason. Give the other person the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, when you do talk to that person, say, I'm feeling like you're ghosting me, or I'm feeling like you don't want to spend any time with me, and just put it in your own words, but just make it as as graceful as you can. Use transformational language if you can, just in ways that won't offend and trigger the other person, because I feel that whatever's going on, there's definitely some triggers, and it can relate to even the workspace. And that might be a tricky thing too, because if you have a boss that you just want to tell your boss something for their own good, or for something that's been bothering you, you just kind of have to just do it. You have to I'm not saying to just verbally, bluntly say it, but you just need to just go out and just try to express it in the best way you can. Not passive aggressive. Passive aggressive is no good. We want to try to put more clean energy into the world instead of putting our poison, if that makes sense. So if you're feeling angry or feeling anxious because the burden card is here, and we said the workspace and being a working person and just working on something really hard, we can carry on a lot of burdens on us, and it could make us very angry. And I noticed nowadays a lot of people are in a lot of pain. Everybody's in pain. If you notice people that are negative, very just mean, or they seem mean, they are mean because they are in pain. And they are in pain because obviously they did not deal with something that is lingering on. In this day and age, there's a lot of people in pain. I see it all the time on the road when I'm driving. Oh, people have done nasty things to my car. I mean, seriously, but that's just energy. Like when I say that, they would just bump my car just for no reason. And I've gotten my car keyed for no reason because they just took something the wrong way. And I'm a nice driver because I drive by the speed limit, or I'm just minding my own business. And some people just have a lot of pain, or maybe I reminded them of somebody that they don't like. I don't know. I don't want to even get into it. Why? Because that's not important. What's important is how I react and how I handle the situation. And you know what I do? I go, okay, that's rude. That's like, I look at it and I go, okay, so next, just keep moving. Because if you engage into negativity, you're actually asking for more negativity because that's what they want. When you engage into someone's negative drama, you can listen. Sometimes it's very important that you listen to a person if they're telling you their issue, but you know what? Don't ever, if they didn't ask you for advice, sometimes they don't want it, you don't give it. I've learned that, and that's what I do for a living. I mean, I give advice and I help people, and I have friends and family in my life that I cannot give them advice. I just listen, and that's all they need. And just by listening, they hear themselves talk, and they actually heal themselves, and they solve their problem, by the energy. So, it's like how you react. So I know I'm changing into different things, but this message is for the collective and for the group. I'm just visualizing that I'm talking to a group of you, and you might be just doing whatever, sitting down, watching this with your phone or your, wherever you're at. Whoops. And, just wherever you're at, you're just there. And you're listening, but at the same time, you're absorbing and you're getting, okay, I got this. I get it. Okay. So, that's what the message is. And I'm kind of forgetting my train of thought. So I think that we're finished with the reading, but my message is that I'm doing this so you can get that aha moment, right? That's what it's all about. Okay. And I hope that this reading was helpful for you. If you're interested in getting a longer reading, please visit my website, psychicsoulmatereading.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list, because if you subscribe now, you will get 10% off your first reading if you've never subscribed and if you've never gotten a reading from me. I'm giving you 10% off your first reading. So go ahead and subscribe. And until the next video, I wish you peace, blessings, love, and light.